So good morning, everyone. My name is Kristen, and I'm speaking on behalf of everyone here that we're so excited to be here with y'all and support y'all and really further promote small businesses. Again, my name is Kristen. I'm a business consultant with the Texas Tech University Small Business Development Center. My job mainly is I work with my clients on business land so they can apply for a bank loan or on the marketing side. I typically joke with my client all the time that, hey, we can have the best product in the market, but we gotta sell. We're in business to make money, not charity. Not to say that charity is bad, but marketing is really important, and that's what I'm really passionate about. So today, I'm here at the facilitator, and apparently, I'm supposed to introduce these wonderful human beings. The thing is, the moment I read the bio, I got blown away right away because of how amazing they are. So I'm not gonna do that. It's not gonna work out. What I can tell you though is, I think the one common denominator of all these people are the dedication to the local community. So thank you so much for that. All right, so please help me welcome Ms. Marta Alvarez. She is Director of the City of Lubbock Purchasing Office. And then we have Ms. Paula Pettifer, and she the Sector Coordinator of the HUB program at Texas Tech Procurement Services. And Ms. Otilo Castellano, the Director of the Procurement Assistance Center. So just to recap, we have 3 individuals from the city level, the state, and the federal. So I arranged them right there so you have a logical flow and we can get the perspective on 3 different levels. Sounds good, all? Cool deal. All right, let's roll with it. So by a quick show of hands, can you tell me how many of y'all have engaged in government contracts before? Whoa-ho! Awesome! Thank you. Okay, how many of you will be in the future? All of y'all. Cool. Okay, how many of y'all just here for general information and killing time? Yeah, the rest? Cool. So, great. So we're going to dive in some questions for the panelists. And when I ask them questions, they will take turns to answer from the city, state, and federal level. So we can keep track of that. And the first question I have for Marta and Paula is, can you tell us a little bit about your program and how your program can help small businesses?
Great. Good morning, all. My name is Marta Alvarez. I'm the Director of Purchasing and Contract Management for the City of Lubbock. I've been with them for 15 years, and also I have 13 years with the state of Texas, so I have a lot of experience in procurement in public. So how do you do business with the City of Lubbock? We have 3 ways that you can get the bid opportunities. We are on BidSync, which is free to register. I've actually put this pamphlet on each table, and this gives you information on BidSync and how to do bids with the City of Lubbock, or how to do bids with the City of Lubbock. So let's see, I'm getting a little confused. So when you go to the BidSync, like I said, it's free to register. You register yourself on the commodity that you're interested in. The system will send you an email or text, depending on how you register with BidSync, and then you'll get notifications of any bids that are out there that you're interested in. We do bids for construction, and we have minor construction bids also with the CD, and we bid those out weekly. So if you're interested in doing any type of minor rehabs, repairs for the CD department, we have those. We deal with all the departments. Our levels of procurement are anywhere from 3,000 up. So we're always busy, always have the bid opportunities available for you. Let's see what else I have for you. We have pre-bids and pre-conferences that you can participate, and this is a great networking tool for you. Let's say that you're interested in doing business with the City of Lubbock, but you don't have all the construction experience that you need to bid on it. But if you go to the pre-bids or the pre-conferences, you get to meet with the departments and network with other vendors to get insight on information on doing bids. We also, in our procurement documents, we have a checklist that if you complete that checklist, submit your bid, you'll have everything that you need that's required for a bid. Now, to do business with the City of Lubbock, you do not have to be pre-registered, so it's good to know that you don't have to do that. So you submit your bid, and if you are awarded a contract, then we start the paper process. We also have, let's see. In our website, we have the contract term list and when those contracts expire. So if you're interested in a bid that's expiring, you can also call us and let us know that you're interested in that bid. You can either send us an email or you can stop by the office and we'll get you the bid. We'll print it out for you and you can take your bid. If you have any questions, every bid or solicitation method that we use, which it would be an RFP, for construction or ITB for construction or commodities, we have our bid information in there and the buyer that's responsible for that bid. So you can always contact them so that if you have any questions, you can ask them. Or you can, of course, come to the pre-bid or pre-conference and participate in that matter.
Pass on to
Paula.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Paula Ann Pittifer. I'm with Texas Tech University at purchasing, and my title is Section Coordinator Reporting and Hub. And basically all that says that I do all the reporting for internal, state, and federal. And basically what our program, our purchasing group has several different departments all housed within our group, and basically it covers the purchasing, the contracting, the payment section, the vendor, hub program, P-cards, and travel and property surplus, and basically we're all housed underneath purchasing. And basically what we do with our program for the state. We do reporting for the state as well as the federal government. And basically what we purchase everything from cattle to water. So, and everything in between. So, I mean, we purchase everything everybody in the private sector does, and plus more. We do have specialized equipment that we obviously deal with, research and things like that, but mainly it's just about everything you can think of. The way that we receive our requests are internally, and basically it comes from each of the departments, and their staff will relay to us, hey, I need, in fact, I just had one for cages for animals. And we also have feeders and things like that. So basically we get all of our requests internally, and then we turn around and we by the state, we need to solicit to 3 hub vendors, and that's no ifs, ands, or buts. We have to solicit to hub vendors first, and then we go to the cooperative programs that can be, we have like over 20 that we actually work with, and they actually have contracts already in place that we can go and we can purchase from those vendors that are under those particular cooperative programs. And we do a lot of that as well. What else? I think that kind of covers everything, doesn't it? I'm trying to think, did I forget anything? But I just want to say thank you and welcome.
Yep.
Your turn.
So, Tilo, can you tell us a little bit about your department, which is?
Kristen's asked me about my department. She went around very diligently, going around asking questions beforehand, so we kind of know what she's going to ask us, okay? So she's kind of pretty on top of it with this. But anyway, let me make you aware. My name is Otillo Castellano. I am the director of the Procurement Assistance Center that's located over at the Science Spectrum. We do not put bids out. We do not look for, what we do is we assist, we're a resource for businesses to get into government contracting, whether it's city contracting, local contracting, state contracting, or federal contracting. So we assist you in any way we can for you to be able to put a bid together and hopefully win the award and continue on with it throughout the whole finishing project of it. We don't charge a fee. The reason we don't is because we're partially funded by the Department of Defense through the DLA or Defense Logistics Agency, and the other part is we're funded by the state, which Texas Tech is our host. The centers technically are called Procurement Technical Assistance Centers. They're all over the United States. There's 98 of us centers. We cover every state except one, and it happens to, and I can't recall which one it is right now. I apologize for that. But what we do is we assist you in getting into that area of government contracting. It doesn't matter what you sell. We will probably find or be able to find a niche for you, no matter what. In the 26 years that I've been doing this, I have had calls for people selling hay up in Wyoming, all the way down to buying casings for landmines when the military was very active in Afghanistan and in that area. So you name it, the government buys it. The thing is that we help you find your best niche for you. And we've got a couple of clients that are out there that are our clients, and I'm happy you guys are here. Thank you for coming. I think I'll stop there.
Thank you. Can y'all hear me? Great. So I think the echoing message that all these three individuals was trying to convey is, if y'all have something to sell, we want to buy it. We want to buy from you, and we're here to help you out. So the next question that I have for you is, for all three of you is, say I'm a small business owner and I want to make money. What can I do to become a vendor with the city, the state, and with federal agency? I think Marta did a really good job touching on that about, is it the business sync that you have?
So again, you don't have to register with the City of Lubbock to bid on any opportunity that you want to see. We do that afterwards. So there's no fees to register on BidSync as well. So if you see something that's out there on our website, and we're going to show you our website here in a little bit, it's really easy to navigate. You go to the City of Lubbock, Purchasing Department, and then bid opportunities. You'll see the buyer's name next to the bid if you're interested in, or email them, and we will provide you with any information that you need regarding that bid.
Say I'm very old-fashioned and I'm not really technologically savvy. Can I go by the office and pick up like a hard copy of it?
Absolutely. We will provide you with the hard copy. Just give us a call. It'll be waiting for you when you get there.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Texas Tech University, we have our tech bid, and basically all of ours is online. You can do it 24/7, and there is no fee for that. Obviously, you just go out there, you register as a vendor through the system, and if you are a previous vendor, you would just need to go into the system, log in with your password and all that, and then you would go ahead and just verify that the information has not changed. You verify also all of, if you happen to have certifications that for your company, you would go ahead and just verify that the certifications we have on file are correct. With the certifications also, you would need to verify to make sure that you have updated, and there is depending on what certification, you may have to renew it yearly. As far as our system, as far as tech bid, it's very, very user-friendly. You would just go into the system and say you wanted to sell us some water or something. You would go in there and you would type in a keyword, and it would come up with a list of all the different bids that are related to bottled water or anything like that. And if there is nothing that comes back, you just have to, you go out and Google, tech bid. You would go in there and search for other keywords. And if there's still nothing that comes up, then at least we have, at that time, we have all your information for your company. What tech bid will do will notify you. It'll send you an email saying, hey, there is something out there. Here's the list of what's out there right now if you want to bid on it. And then you would go out there and you would actually pull it up. It would have all of your hard copies in there as far as what the contract would entail. If it's a service, if it's a commodity, then you would go in there, and it would have any kind of attachments that were needing to be included with your submission. Then you would go in and, depending on the dollar threshold on what it is that you are selling, if it's $15,000 or less, it's considered no bid, so they can go out and they can actually, the departments can go out there and actually purchase directly from each vendor. If it's a 15,001 penny to 50,000, that's considered an informal bid, and we usually take quotes with that. If it's 50,001 penny and above, that's called a formal bid, and we have to have at least 3 hubs that we solicit. Can be more, can be variations of hubs. It can be federal. It can be a lot of different types of certifications that we're going out, but mainly it's going out for hub. And if we can't locate, then obviously we will have to go through our process, which would be the cooperative bids, see if they have any contracts that are set out there. If there's none there, then, we'll go out with if there's a bunch of different non-hub vendors that solicit. We don't have a master list, vendor list. Basically what we have is the tech bid system itself. We utilize that information for that's why you would register, is that we have your information. Also, the other, in unison with that, we also go to the centralized master bidders list, which is through the comptroller, and we go out there and we also put keywords in there, and we do a search on depending on what it is that we're looking for. And at that time, it'll come back with a whole bunch of different vendors. It could be non-hub, it could be hub, it can be, but it'll pull up everything in that keyword or commodity code. And the purchasers would turn around and solicit to all of those different vendors. But basically, we don't have a separate, some state entities do keep a separate master vendor list, but we do not. So I think that covers that. No? Yeah? No?
Kristen?
It's the same question for you, that same as small business owner, and I want to do business with a federal agency. Is there any requirement form, certification I should be aware of?
Yes, there is. There is registrations and certifications out there. The registration is called SAM, System Award and Management Program. You have to be in SAM and registered in SAM to be able to do business with the federal government. Now, Paula brought up the CMBL, or Centralized Masters Bidders List. That's a state registration for vendors. We assist you in getting registered as a state vendor. we assist you in getting registered as a federal vendor. Under federal, there's also specialized programs or certifications. There is a woman-owned business, a veteran-owned business, a veteran disabled-owned business. There's about 5 different ones. And we will assist you if you qualify to get registered for those. And we have the appropriate applications or sites you can go to go look at that. Under the state, there are those registrations as a hub business. And under the hub business, they ask you if it's a women-owned or a ethnic-owned type business. Now, it started about 2 years ago. They also asked the question if you are a veteran-owned business or a disabled veteran-owned business, and there are certain qualifications for that. And again, we will help you and walk you through that whole process. Once you get your whole application and gather all the documents that are required for those certifications, we will review them, tell you what you need to update, change, or if you're going to be able to qualify for being that certification. So we're more of a resource center for all these agencies to help you get into the government contracting sector. The old saying is we help you cut the red tape in a sense. The red tape's there, it's not going to go away, but we try to make it a whole lot easier because this is what we do all the time, and we try to help you understand the process because it is a little bit different.
I just thought of something else I forgot to mention. As far as the forms that you would utilize for Texas Tech, basically, if you've gone out to tech bid and you've noticed, oh, there's something out there that I want to go ahead and bid on, and you've registered and you've pulled all the documents off of there, but you're a brand new vendor. At that point, when you've submitted your solicitation, either from the department itself or from purchasing, you would receive a new vendor, well, I guess they call it a new vendor form. And basically, through that contact, you would fill out that information, and then you would email it back directly to that person that actually contacted you. If you have done business previously with us, then you should just verify the information that is currently out there on the new vendor form just to make sure that everything's correct. If you are an individual that is taxable, if you fill out your taxes as an individual, or if you're considered an individual through the IRS, then you would have to fill out another form, which obviously would come back from either the purchaser or from the department, but you would need to fill out what they call an ICQ, which is a independent contractor questionnaire, and you would complete that and then send it back directly to that contact as well. We do have a lot of different forms that are currently out on our website, so I would suggest that if you are really interested in doing business with Texas Tech, I would go out to our website and go out to the procurement services section and go out there and just kind of look around and bookmark it, because that's really important, that if you're wanting to do business, you need to educate yourself as well about what it is our processes are. And if you have any questions as far as that goes, you could contact me directly, and if I can't answer it, then I will definitely direct you to the correct person. And I believe that is it.
Thank you. From an outsider perspective, it seemed to me that, yes, it does take work and going through all these processes to do business with the city, state, and the federal agency. But once you secure that contract, it can generate a steady stream of income for you. Does that sound like a fair statement to y'all? All good? Okay, great. So the next question that I have for all panelists is, what are some reasons that might disqualify a potential vendor from working or from bidding on government contracts, such as they have to be as U.S. citizens, things like that?
For the city of Lubbock, we don't have anything that would disqualify you from bidding on any opportunity that we have out there.
Good to hear.
As far as Texas Tech, we obviously want you registered in our system, so you would need to fill that information out so we know who you are. As far as actually disqualification, if you're listed on what they call the debarred list, then there's usually like holes or something placed on that company, and then that would have to be cleared up before we could proceed. Other than that, we usually go case by case and try to work real closely with that particular awarded vendor. But if we don't hear back from a vendor and we have to consider them non-responsive, then obviously we can't, that would be a disqualification. But we usually try to work very, very closely, and we try to communicate as much as possible to get a response back so we can do business with that particular vendor. And if not, then it goes back out to bid. So really, that's not really a disqualification. It's, do you want to do business with us?
Can you speak a little bit on the federal level, please, Attila?
On the federal level, there is some certain requirements you have to become a federal vendor. There's also the ownership of the companies, just because it is nationwide and we have facilities all over the world. The federal government has a tendency of not wanting to do business with unfavored nations or companies that are located in those unfavored nations. So there is some disqualification there. For us in this area and for the companies that we've assisted, I've yet to find one that fit that bill. You could be a foreign-owned company or distributor for a foreign-owned company and still qualify to be a vendor, but it's a one-to-one case decision to see if it's available or not for you, or if you get disqualified.
Great, thank you. I think we're going to open up to a question from the audience, if you guys have any. Wonderful. If we don't have any question, I have another question for y'all then. Okay, so I think this is directly pertaining to Paula. Or anyone. Is there any program out there that you can share with us that actually give preference to minority-owned business? And if the answer is yes, what is required of my business to be considered minority-owned?
The one thing that I don't like in that sentence that you said is preference.
Okay.
When dealing with the state, obviously we try to do business first with the small minority women, veteran-owned businesses. That's going to be our first criteria to look for. If we have some different contracts that are in the middle of nowheres, and there's not like a big city close by, and a lot of our research projects are out there in the plains. And so there aren't a lot of vendors that are located within, and not a lot of them want to travel. So we have problems, believe it or not, finding people that will travel to those desolate areas out there to, actually to do business. So therefore, if we don't find anybody that is a small minority women veteran-owned business, we have to go to the larger companies that will actually, go out to those areas for whatever, services or products or whatever. But we always go first to the small minority women veteran-owned businesses first. As far as the state, the federal government, that's a little bit different because those are coming directly from grants, and basically the people that are actually running the grants, they have such specialized things that they're doing. So therefore, sometimes it's always what they consider a sole source. So it's going to have to be because we have certain equipment, and if we need a certain kind of part to go on that equipment, we're going to have to go to that particular company we bought it from. But if it's just like a bolt or something like that, we're going to try and get it from first a small minority women-owned, veteran-owned business first, if they'll be able to accommodate whatever that particular service or commodity is. Like the state, we do have, in the federal area, we do have goals. So there are certain percentages that we have to reach, being the state and the federal government. And if we don't, then we have to justify that. So therefore, we are going to try and locate those particular companies that have certifications, that have certain criteria for those programs. And then again, in the federal government, the state doesn't have set-asides per se, but the federal government has set-asides, what they call set-asides. There's two different kinds. There's a competitive set-aside and there's a sole source set-aside. So basically what that means is that that particular source, either there's going to be a multiple grouping of that particular service or commodity that we'll get from, different vendors. So then we'll they'll compete for the bid. But if not, then it has to be that sole source that maybe is a specialty part that nobody else in the world makes. So it kind of depends on what the case is, but mostly if it's a generic type purchase, we're always going to go first to the small minority women veteran-owned businesses, and we're going to try and see if we can do business with you.
Wonderful. I think that's all the time we have. We'll be hanging around. So if you want to ask any question in person, just come and say hi. Thank you for your time.